guys, this is Wilson Cole, and I'm president of Adams, Evans, and Ross, and also of Backdoor Hiring Solutions. And I want to spend a moment talking to you about jurisdictional clauses. And let me kind of give you an overview from a collection standpoint that there's reasons to have a jurisdictional clause in there, even from a collection standpoint. But there's also reasons outside of a jurisdictional or out of a collection issue why you may want to have a jurisdictional issue in there or jurisdictional clause. So if your attorney says, nope, I really think that you need to have a jurisdictional clause in there, then certainly follow your attorney's advice. But I want you to have full view over part of the problem that you're going to run into from a collection standpoint and getting them sued on a contingency basis. For those that aren't familiar with what I'm talking about with the jurisdictional clause, it's somewhere in your agreement, whether you're a recruiter or staffing firm, but it basically says, hey, if there is a dispute, then I'm in Metro Atlanta, so I'm in Cherokee County. And so even ours, we use a jurisdictional clause that basically says, hey, if we have to sue you, or if there's a dispute, then it's done in the state of Cherokee or in the state of Georgia, Cherokee County. The problem that recruiters run into from a collection standpoint, and there's the workaround that we use. Let's say you're in California, your debtor's in Florida. I have a lot of clients say, hey, Wilson, I want to sue them in California because I've got a jurisdictional clause, and so let's sue them in California. The problem with that is if you sue them in California, you get a judgment, then you still have to domesticate that judgment in the state of Florida, which is not quite like suing them all over again, but it's 95% of the same process. You're going to have two attorneys, two court costs, and it runs through and hopefully gets resolved. So from a collection standpoint, if we go to one of our staff attorney or go to one of our litigating attorneys and say, hey, will you sue it in California? My California attorney is going to go, they're in Florida. There's no way to enforce it. I'll have to partner with a Florida attorney. I don't want to split my commission. I'll handle it on an hourly rate or whatever. Now, in some cases, if the dynamics are right, we still may be able to get that California attorney to handle it, or the Florida attorney or the New York attorney, but it's going to be on a case-by-case basis. But it just creates a couple of steps. What we typically do is say, look, we know you've got a jurisdictional clause. Let's go ahead and send it to Florida. Now, they could try to have it kicked out of Florida, and in 30 years, we've had maybe 3 or 4 companies do that. And then there's a few steps that we can go through to battle that. But if it's got a jurisdictional clause in there and you sue them in Florida, typically the debtor is not going to argue. Logistically, it's the same to us. And 95% of these cases never go to court. Now, there always is that possibility. You have to fly out to Florida and do the litigation thing out there. But most of these things resolve once they get sued in Florida or in New York or Montana, wherever the debtor is located. But it becomes an issue to where once we get a judgment through that forwarding attorney, we can go. It's a garnishable state. Most states are. We can go seize assets. We can go attach checking accounts to where if you sued them in California, there are some things if they're using a national bank, you can go through and garnish maybe Wells Fargo. But if they're using, for this example, Miami, Dade County, a state bank, it's not garnishable. I'm kind of getting down in the weeds, but I just want you to know that if there's a jurisdictional clause from a collection standpoint, it poses a little bit of a logistical problem. With that being said, there are reasons outside of collections why you may want to have that jurisdictional clause in there. So check with your local attorney. And if your local attorney says, hey, you know what, we've got a jurisdictional clause in there, we want to keep it, then that's fine. Go ahead and keep it in there. And then we can kind of do it on a case-by-case basis if we have to send it out, how you want to handle it, whether you sue in your home state or if we sue in the debtor's home state. If there's anything we can help you with as far as locating backdoor hires or anything along those lines, please set up a time to take a look at our demo. We kind of walk you through that software over at backdoorhires.com. If we can help you with collections, go over to staffingdebt.com and book an appointment with myself or one of our staff attorneys. Thanks. Hey guys, it's Wilson again, and this video was brought to you by Backdoor Hiring Solutions. And if you like the content, make sure that you click the like button, and also if you want to receive additional videos, then please make sure to subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to learn more about our software, please visit our website at backdoorhires.com. And then also, if you'd like a copy of my free book, The Top 9 Excuses, please click in the video notes below, and there's a link where you can get this book absolutely free. Just simply pay for shipping and handling. Thank you.